are in Yakov 57b 2. Okay, so the Gemara now is going on some other principles of dream interpretation. Once we're still in that, we'll be in that for the rest of this. Well, I think the rest of the chapter. So it says, "Kol minei chayot yafot l'chalom." All kinds of beasts are favorable sign when they are beheld in a dream. Chutz, with the exception of an apil, an elephant, Yakov, a monkey, Yakipod, and a marten. I'm not sure what a marten is, but it's a weasel? Yeah. Okay. So it says, he explained, Rashi describes a kipod as a marten, an animal whose appearance resembles a monkey. In modern classification, the marten is a weasel, is a member of the weasel family. So you have, it's an interesting concept. Weasels don't look like monkeys, do they?
No, not that I know of. Yeah, they kind of look like otters.
Say it again?
They kind of look like otters if their faces are smushed in enough. They're large enough, like a wolverine. The wolverine's a weasel, and it looks and it has a face smushed in.
So that's interesting. So it says, Rashi, it says, "Kapod chaya v'shadome lekov." It's like you said, an animal, a wild animal that's compared to a donkey. V'yesh la l'zanav aroch, has a long tail. And he says, "Ushma martina," and he says it's called a martina.
And martens have long tails too.
Okay.
Why elephants?
Oh, we didn't get there yet, but it's.
So are monkeys?
But just describe what a marten is.
Oh, okay.
That's all we're doing at this point.
So why did I mention it looks like a monkey? Because of the tail, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like a tail. Has a long. It looks like a cove because it has a long tail. In that it has a long tail. Okay.
It monkey in the way. So if you see in a dream
a marten, elephant, or a monkey, that's no good.
That's not good.
It's not good.
So then, but if a marten is equivalent to a monkey,
it's not equivalent.
If you see a marten and it looks like a monkey, or because martens look like monkeys, it's in that list.
I don't know why. That I can't answer. Well, I mean I'm not sure.
Martens have nice pelts, though.
Say that again?
Martens have nice pelts. Yes.
Martens have nice pelts. Okay. Yeah. So he says. So now, wait. We have to look at this and say there's a problem here. V'ha'amamar. Surely the master said otherwise. Said aroa pil b'chalom. Somebody who sees an elephant in their dream, then pelanaselo, a wonder will be done for his. A wonder will be done for him. So how can you say it's a negative thing to do it? So lo kasha, the Gemara says, not a difficulty. Hi de misarag. In the latter case, where it is a wonder that was done to him, so the elephant was saddled, and where it was not a good situation was hi de lo misarag, where it was not saddled, and the difference would be. Raj explains, okay, no, he doesn't say anything more except to what it is. Okay, it's fastened to a bit. Right.
Did it specify in any, just for clarification?
For what? Clarification, yes.
In any dreams where it talks about seeing animals, does it specify between male and female?
No.
No? So if you see a bull elephant or I don't know.
If you see a what?
If you see a bull, the male elephant or the female elephant, doesn't
correct. How do you know the difference?
Bull elephants are bigger and they have longer tusks.
Okay. No, there's no difference. To the best of my knowledge. So it really is bigger and it has bigger tusks.
Yeah.
So makes it. And they what?
And they fight. Bigger in every way.
By the way, let's look at one area. Why would you think that if it's a saddled elephant compared to a non-saddled elephant, that it would be that the one you see a saddled elephant, it would be a good omen versus a bad, an unsaddled elephant, which would be a bad omen. What do you think? Just simple reading of that.
The saddled elephant is probably domesticated.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Good.
Unsaddled elephant is a very big problem.
Okay. Good. That's I'm guessing that means too.
No, I'm saying you said a very big problem.
Okay, so let's go on. So it's kol mine matecha yapil b'chalom, yafin b'chalom. All types of metal tools are favorable in dreams. Chutz again, except for these things. Mimar, the hoe, pesel, a matuk, he says, and a kardom is an axe. What's a matuk? So he says a type of digging tool with a flat blade set at right angles to the handle. It's also interesting if you look at the word pesel, it usually would be, in the Torah terms anyway, it's referred to an idol. Pesel. And here, the pesel is a digging tool.
So the handle and the blades are fixed at right in that thing.
The blade, or the flat blade set at right angles to the handle, yep.
It's like a pickaxe.
Pickaxe is...
You have the shaft and you have two blades that go out like that. And you break rocks with them. Or dirt. You mine the pickaxe.
It's a digging tool. This is digging though. This will be like this.
Right angles? Oh, wait, angles. Sorry.
Like this. Yeah. So it's like you're digging into the ground.
Okay, so it's I guess, yeah.
Right.
Angled. It's a flat bang.
It's not, okay.
Well, it's right angle, so it's 90 degrees.
Right.
So, right. Okay. That's my all of my math, my geometry. 90 angles is right angles is 90 degrees. So it's like this. So I'm cutting into the ground like that. Right? Gets a nice cut. Okay. This is a 90-degree angle. You know how? You know how I know? Because in my mind I see that little arch. Okay. All those 10th graders out there are thinking, oh yeah, I remember that from geometry, right? Okay. Okay, so anyway, when is so Hanimi, these words apply the chazanhu b'kaitaihu, when the dreamer beheld them with the blade set in the handles. So if I see if the metal instrument is connected to the haft, so the tool is functional and it can be used to wound or destroy. Hence, the omen is not good. Yeah, when it's ready to go.
Okay, so it says if it's put together, then it can be used to hurt and destroy stuff.
Yeah.
So how's the sword not on that list?
Sword.
It mentioned the hoe and axe and this sort of shovel thing.
Because it said all types of metal tools. And those I have tools.
Any metal tool is a bad thing. But it's specific.
No, they're usually good. Except for these.
So, right, but it mentions hurting and destroying stuff.
Right, but it's not, a sword is not a tool. A sword is used for killing. If I see a sword, and I know it's a problem.
Okay.
But here I have a tool. I have something that could be good, or it could be something that could be bad. I have a hoe. I have a mattock. I have an axe. It could be good. It could be bad. I could chop down trees. I could kill people with it. So if you see those things that can be used for dual purposes, and they're set in their handles, so that's what the Gemara says. That's bad. Kol minei perot yafin lechalom. All types of fruit are good. If you see a type of fruit in your dreams, that's good. Chutz mipage tamar, except for unripe grapes. That is no good. He says the Gemara later classifies unripe grapes as one of the few types of food items for which the body derives absolutely no benefit when ingested. I guess they didn't know about iceberg lettuce. So iceberg lettuce also has no nutritional value, or very little. Oh, it has very little. So I don't know. I remember learning that it doesn't have nutritional value. Sorry?
Is that even food anymore? If it doesn't have any.
What?
If it doesn't have, just for any food, if it doesn't have any nutritional value, is that food, or is it just something edible?
Huh? Like I said, they always tell you if you're gonna have lettuce, you should rather have a Boston lettuce or romaine rather than iceberg. I'm not sure. I leave that to. Well, you guys are vegetarians. I'm the meat eater, so I'll leave it to you. Figure it out. Ve'amarar. So the Rab. I'm sorry, I missed one. Kol minei yirakot yafin lacholom. So all types of vegetables are good, except for the vision of turnip tops. Turnip tops would be no good if you see them in a dream. And why is that true? So he says, in this case, we have to go a little more just to see what's going on. So ve'amarav lo. I did not become rich until I saw turnip tops in a dream. Apparently, the hand Rav was opinion that turnip tops were for good fortune and not ill omen. So what happens? When Rav saw the turnips, he saw them in their stems. So now what's going on? In this case, the turnip is not seen as an ill omen. When, however, the turnip top is detached from the ground, it is seen as a portent of harm, for the shape of the turnip resembles that of a club, and it is one of the hardest of all vegetables. Okay, there you go. New things. I wouldn't have known that turnip is the hardest of most vegetables.
It's a big ball, though.
Huh?
Have you not picked up a turnip?
No, I picked up a turnip, but they're balls. They don't have clubs. They're like.
No, but they're big, thick,
I
heavy.
know.
Right. There you go. Okay.
Oh, okay. They're like clubbing wrong.
There you go. So kol minei tziva'onim yafin l'chalom. Finally, it says the vision of any type of color is favorable in a dream. Chutz min ha-techele, except for techele. This this would be blue. And according to the rabbis, techele is this color of the sky. That sort of bluish.
So you don't want to see blue in your dream?
Yeah. So why? So Tekeas is a blue-green color mentioned in the Torah in connection with sits is fine. In a dream, the vision of this color is interpreted as a bad omen, since when one's complexion attends to this color, it's symptomatic of illness. When you start looking green or pale, have a bad pale about you, that's not good. Kol minei ofot lachalom yafin lachalom. All types of birds that you're going to see in a dream are good. Chutz min kar'a, and these are all. I have no idea what these animals are. Kifufa and a corpora'e. So he says like this. Rashi renders karya and kipufa as various types of owls. Birds whose cheeks resemble those of human beings. The face of most birds judge forward to form a snout, with the eyes set farther back on the face. Hence, the cheeks of most birds, the area between the mouth and the eyes, lie horizontal. These owls, however, have no snout.
The barn owls.
Sorry?
The barn owls, they have a flat face. It looks like,
Okay.
they look like their beak is right there. They have this little mouth, but it doesn't come out like a crow
Okay.
or an anchor.
And therefore, their cheeks are set in an upright position like those of a human. Due to this abnormality, the vision of the owl in a dream is deemed inauspicious. In translating the word corpora'e, the last of the three species, Rashi calls it a mole, a small animal that burrows through the ground. It is difficult to explain then how this species found its way into the Gemara's listing of birds. So the Dikduk saw from asserts that Rashi had a different version of the Gemara's text, in which the Gemara specifically mentioned small land animals with reference to dreams. This alternative version would read, all types of teeming animals are favorable in the dream except for the vision of a mole. Okay, there you go. So it's interesting that when it comes to these animals that we don't know, and Rashi uses Old French, which doesn't really help you unless you know Old French. Okay? And so you find a book that has Old French. It's what you're seeing right away is that he had a tradition for what these were. And that's why I say sometimes I'm. If you look it up in a dictionary, they'll base it all upon what the tradition is, but it's unless you really know birds well, you're not going to get it. So don't try to see owls or things or birds have human faces.
I find that interesting, sort of, because the Greeks, or that whole Olympian part of it,
Yeah.
or however you call that family of gods or whatever, worshipping that group, polygamy, no, multiple gods. That the Greeks and the Romans.
Polygamy is multiple wives.
Right.
Polytheism.
Polytheism.
Right.
Polytheism. When they have that group, the Greeks and the Romans, they thought owls were signs of wisdom.
They what?
Owls were signs of wisdom or knowledge.
Right.
And I think the Egyptians.
Well, but you're also he's looking at the facial feature.
No, right. But so the polytheistic groups think the owls are good, and then we looking at the facial feature.
Right.
Bad omens.
I hear. Now, what you see next, by the way, in this Gemara, I just want to address this one time, at least once. What you see is a mnemonic here. The rabbis put together this mnemonic so that you, the student, would be able to think of this mnemonic, and then you would remember the rest of the Gemara. You understand what's going on here? Okay, in other words, if I want you to remember something, if I want you to think about studying Torah, well, you won't get this because you weren't born. But there was something original you may remember from your history, SALT talks. This was with Nixon and the Russians. It's called the SALT Accord or something like that. So, but SALT talks, when it was famous, so one rabbi said, join us for the SALT talks and study a little Torah. Take the first letter, study a little Torah. Okay, SALT. So the SALT talks.
Acronyms.
Right, so that was an acronym, right? So you have the acronym. Then I want you to remember body parts. Your mother probably had to do this when she was going for her medical degree. A lot of body parts to remember, and a lot of all these bones. So they make rhymes up, or they make these mnemonics up. So when I say the mnemonic, I can remember everything that goes with it. So that's what the Gemara did. He says, so the mnemonic is Haguf me'ein meshivin umarchivin. Now sometimes they make sense, sometimes they won't make sense to us. To them, it obviously made sense. But it means the body, assemblance, restore, and broaden. So for us, it's just remembering words. We're not going to really get it. For them, apparently, there was something there that it made sense to them, because it doesn't make sense to me. So, and now let's go on. So it says, Shlosha nichnasin laguf. 3 things enter the body. V'eina guf ne'ene behen, but the body does not derive benefit from these things. What are they? Gudgadniot, which is cherries, Vikafniot, which is inferior dates, and Ufage Tamara, which are unripe dates. Apparently, you get pleasure from that, but the body, they enter, but the body, notice there's nothing, you're not going to get anything from them. Shlosha ein nichnasim l'guf. 3 things do not enter the gate. 3 things do not enter the body, but at the same time, but the body derives benefit from them. What are they? Elohein, rechitza, washing, sicha, anointing, v'tashmish, and usage. I like how they're saying usage. Okay, cohabitation. That was a nice way of saying that. Okay. Shlosha me'ein olam haba. 3 things are semblance of the world to come. V'elohein, these are they. Shabbat, Shemesh, and Tashmish. Once again, you have the sun, the Shabbat, sun, and marital relations. So that is good for 3 things. One is the body derives pleasure from them, even though they don't enter the body, and they're they're also a semblance of the world to come. And what does that mean? The feelings of contentment that they invoke contain an element of the bliss experienced in the world to come. Yeah.
When it mentions stuff that enters the body but you don't get any benefit from, why does it not mention unripened grapes like it did before?
Things that don't enter the body?
No, things that do enter the body but you don't get benefit from. It said something inferior dates and unripened dates, but didn't mention unripened grapes.
Because it hurts your body.
Oh, unripened grapes hurt your body?
I think that's what we said before, right? Because it hurts your body. They saw him in a dream.
Oh, right.
Right, saw him in a dream. And they say, because
Well, the explanation, because unripened grapes don't give any benefit.
But where we said grapes, we said dates.
Did we?
We said dates.
Dream, except vision. Oh, unripe dates. Okay.
Right.
I heard grapes.
Sorry, maybe I said dates. Maybe I said grapes by accident. Yeah. Tashmish Demai. So now the Gemara wants to say, what is Tashmish? If you're going to say that, it means cohabitation, so it can't be. Why? Because for that activity weakens a person. So it must be tashmish nikav. It must be that it means you're going to the bathroom. You are relieving yourself. So he says this clarification applies only to the Bryce's second mention of the word usage, since that usage is a semblance of the word to come, which is perfect. It surely cannot refer to cohabitation, which weakens the body. In the first listing, however, which enumerates those things that are physically pleasurable, usage can refer to cohabitation, which it's more common meaning. For the fact that cohabitation weakens the body does not diminish from the pleasure. And then he continues to say, Shlosha Meshivim Dato Shel Adam. Three things restore the disposition of a man's mind. When a person is distressed, these three things will get him back to normal. Elohei, Kol Umare V'Reach. Sound, sight, and smell. And he says Rashi explains the sound of musical instruments or a woman's sweet voice, the sight of beautiful buildings or pictures, and the smell of aromatic fragrances. So you should come up with an automatic question here. Let's see if they do. No. And they don't. Okay, we'll talk to the question in 2 seconds. Shloshim Archiv and Datra Shel Adam. Three things broaden the disposition of a man's mind. And again, if a man is already composed, these things will lift his spirits. Ve'elohein, these are they. Dira Na'ah, a beautiful dwelling. Isha Na'ah, a beautiful wife. V'chelim Na'im, and beautiful furnishings. The question that should be coming up in everybody's mind in the original one is how, when Rashi identifies coal as the song or the pleasant voice of a woman, how can he listen to the pleasant voice of a woman? It's called Ve'isha Ervehi, that we say that the voice of a woman, singing voice of a woman, is nakedness, and therefore it's forbidden to hear a woman singing according to the Torah. So how is it that Rashi is saying, or the Gemara would be saying that, what relaxes a person, what brings a person back, restores its disposition, that hearing a woman's woman's sweet voice? How could that be? Hear the question?
Right.
What's an answer? What would you say isn't a good answer?
You gonna hear it anyway?
No, it's not a good answer. Good. Say again?
You hear this in a dream, right?
No, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it.
Okay, so
I'm distraught, and suddenly I hear a beautiful woman singing. Suddenly I hear a woman's voice singing, and that calms a wild beast in me, as it were. How can I listen to a woman's?
If you're distraught, you can't serve God very well.
But I'm breaking the law if I listen to a woman's voice, a singing voice. Remember, what I'm saying is the singing voice is the halacha says I'm not allowed to listen to a woman singing. And let's make this quite clear. She's not singing. She's not singing tefillah. She's singing regular songs, lullaby and good night to the kids. What do I do? I don't care what the songs are. She's singing your battle hymn, that when you're singing in the car. Okay, she's singing that sort of a song. So there's nothing Jewish there. There's no kedusha to that song. She's not davening all these different heterim. She's not with other women. She's not with a group. So, and let's say again, she could be singing any one of the hit songs out there, or one of the battle hymns that you're singing. Okay. So how is it possible that we could say he could listen to that?
Is healing a sick person?
No, it would be that. So obviously, one of the women he can hear. No, he can hear his wife.
Oh.
He can hear his mother. He can hear his sister. But it could be somebody that he could hear. So fine, that's how you get out of that, I guess.
Well, it's a question: how would Rashi be able to?
That was Rashi seems to be advertising. Okay, that you can listen to a woman's voice. So it must be, you would have to say on that it's either she's singing something that's permissible for me to listen to, which is possible, or she's somebody I can listen to. Okay? Then you have people here when they're singing Zemirot on Shabbos, or when they're during services. So, and you hear a woman's voice, that's permissible. It's totally permissible to listen to that. According to halakha, it's not a problem. So it could be one of those, a couple of things. Okay. Yeah.
Have women sing during Shabbos? I can't remember.
Do women sing on Shabbos? Sometimes
But from recollection.
Here?
Or I guess here, because you do your services here, but from my entire, just as far back as I can remember, I don't think I ever, maybe during our bar mitzvah, but that was like there's.
What are you asking?
Is it normal for women to sing? Because I don't think.
Is it normal for women to sing?
Sure.
I understood. Is it normal for women to sing at shul? I don't know. It depends on what shul you go to decide whether or not it's going to be normal. In certain shuls, it would be normal for them to sing, and other shuls, it's abnormal for them to sing, because that's not how they were brought up. It all depends on how you were brought up and what the community's sensitivities are, and that determines it. For the most part, I think that women do not sing. For the most part, I don't think men sing. I think we have a couple of loud voices in the system, but I don't think that. I think men like to go like this. I don't think people like to sing. That's just my from what I've seen, unless you can get a real good thing going. But otherwise, people just rather say, certainly for tefillah, let's just get it done, get her done. Let's go home and leave me alone. I don't want to be here. Okay, fine. Sleep. I want to eat. I want to talk. I don't want this. Right. But if somebody, in the shuls that they get into it, so people like to. I know if it's a good song, I don't mind singing along with the guy. But I have been in shuls where women do sing. So again, if they're singing tefillah, it's not a problem. If they're singing the battle hymn of, what were you singing?
It was Irish Union song.
Irish Union. If they're singing that, so I can't listen. I'm not supposed to listen to that. Okay, now one more. We have another mnemonic. It says Chamisha, Shisha, Asara. 5, 10, 15. Okay, so that's how you're supposed to remember this. I'm sorry, 5, 10, 5, 6, 10. How to get to what I said? Okay, Chamisha echad mishishim. So it says 5 things are a 60th part of something else. You got that? So it says the number 60 is not used here precisely. 60 is something used to convey a large number of indefinite proportion. Okay. And these are they: Aish, fire; Devash, honey; Shabbat, sleeping. Shabbat; Shena, Veshena, and sleeping; V'chalom, and dreams. So the 5 things are 60th part of something else. What does this mean? Aish. Aish is echad mishishim l'gehenim. Fire is the 60th part of Gehenna. So, by the way, this is where you get this concept of Gehenna being a place that is hot. If fire, which is can burn you, is merely a 60th of the intensity of what Gehenna is.
What? It could also just be all the lights. What lights?
What do you mean lights?
The light of the place. What?
No, you're saying fire.
Yeah.
The concept of fire is hot, burns through.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying fire is the 60th of Gehenna. So I'm saying, for those who have this picture, this portrait of Gehenna as a place of fire, that's where this is coming from. Okay. Then it says, Devash, honey, Echad mishishim leman, is a 60th of the sweetness or the pleasure of manna, of the man. So, and why? Because it said that the man tasted like cake fried in honey. Okay. Say it again?
That tasted like anything you wanted.
Yes, but the way the Torah describes it is like a cake fried in honey. So since it describes it that way, we're going with that. Okay, then you have Shabbat. What is Shabbat? A 60th of? It is a 60th of La'olam Haba, the world to come. Because that's the pleasure we have, right? The ultimate pleasure is going to be serving Hashem. What are we doing on Shabbat? We're serving Hashem. We're singing, we're davening, we're learning, we're doing everything. So everything is for that purpose. Shena, you're not going to like this one, yeah?
Just on the honey, how do you fry honey? How do you fry anything in honey? When you burn up honey, it's a liquid,
Or crystal. But no, it's like talking about like when you dress something in honey. You do that.
Okay.
It's not,
You're
you're
not
not actually
using honey fry.
no, you're not deep frying honey.
Okay.
Okay.
Frying something caked in honey.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not using
It's-
you're not
it's
using the
just-
honey as the oil to fry something.
Correct.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Correct.
you're not-
Correct.
Fried
Correct.
in honey.
You're not frying something in the honey, right?
Okay.
Honey is being fried,
Right.
right? Right.
Okay.
So Shena, what is Shena? Sleep. That's Echa Mishishim Lemita. That's 1/60th of death. Why?
As your soul leaves the body, or the 60th.
Besides that, you're not walking, you're not talking, you're just lying there. You're a bump in a log, literally. Okay, and when you're asleep, you're asleep. Chalom is sleeping, dreaming. That's Echa Mishishim Lenavua. That is 1/60th of prophecy. Again, you have to know what is true, but all dreams contain some truth. And so you have to know what is the truth there. Okay, you have to figure that out.
So the prophecy and death, are they
Prophecy and
Or prophecy, I'm guessing not, because the prophets, when it talks about like Isaiah and Ezekiel and stuff, they're walking around and talking about the prophecies and stuff,
Right.
Prophesizing. But I'm saying for this, are prophecy and death in tandem because you're asleep when you dream?
No. Oh, you want to say that? No. What's going on is when you're dreaming, your mind has let go, and you're no longer constricted. When you're here, right? Let's say you would hear a voice right now, or say Avi, right? Now you're not going to react like that. You're going to go like this, and go back to what you're doing, because you all assume that there's nothing there. If somebody was starting to have a conversation with you, okay, and they're not there, you would quickly ignore it and block it out. Because you would, actually, you'd probably call up your father and say, Dad, I have a problem. But, Dad, I'm hearing things. But, no, in general, we close that off, right? If somebody tells you there's nothing there, so then you say, okay, nothing's there. And it must be my imagination. You go on with life. Okay? We all hear things. So now what happens is, when at sleep, you don't have anybody putting the blockade up. And now you become freer to listen to those things. So that's why in dreams, you're seeing a whole bunch of crazy things. And so they're saying 1/60th, a small amount is of prophecy. In other words, there's some truth. There may be some truth to that dream. As far as the prophets, they weren't walking around in a stupor. They would get their prophecy, and once they would get the prophecy, then they would tell people what the prophecy was. It wasn't God speaking directly to them at that moment. They had to. That's what it was different between them and actually even Moshe wasn't standing there and God being the conduit. He being the conduit of God. It wasn't that either. God would tell him what to say. He would go out and say it. The difference between Moses and the rest was Moses had a clear vision, if you will, as compared to the rest, where they didn't understand everything that was being said, all the nuances of what was being said. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
What if you just hear music? Like, back to dreams. Like, if you hear people singing, or if you just hear music? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it mention that?
So what are you asking?
Is there anything?
Is there a bad or a good?
Yeah.
Doesn't mention it.
It didn't mention anybody singing either.
No, like, no one else if you just hear a woman singing.
No, that was if you were stressed out, and then you heard women. So, by the way, the same thing would be if you heard music. That's why Rashi says, the first thing Rashi says on that is if you hear what was it? Kol shel zemer shel mine zemer. If you hear a musical instrument, in other words, music will calm you down. Now it depends on which music we're referring to. Also, by the way, if I'm going to be listening, Rashi didn't know disco. Rashi didn't know rock and roll. Rashi didn't what?
Probably some hype music back then.
Pipe? I don't know. If pipe.
Hype.
When you get people excited.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was. I don't know. I can't. I'm not sure if they had that sort of music back then. They could have, but it wasn't big band either.
Right.
It was, simple music.
Loud tambourines, horns.
That may have been too loud. That wouldn't have done you any good. It would have been the calm organ music type, or that sort of thing.
But back then they probably also had like rousing songs.
What I'm saying is that I don't think that would. He wasn't referring to rousing songs.
Right.
He's referring to those songs that what we used to call easy listening. They still may call it easy listening, but it was easy listening, or again, nothing of. No heavy metal, nothing like that. That's not going to relax you, unless you have something helping you to relax when you're listening to heavy metal, but or any one of the rock and rolls. There would be more of and blues will depress you. We have to look at what the music is all about. Blues will depress you. Easy listening to will relax you. That's why it's called easy listening. Right? Jazz will not relax you.
Right.
Jazz won't relax you. Jazz is not made to relax. Jazz is, I don't know, actually, jazz may be to relax.
Jazz, maybe.
Smooth jazz, right? But you have other jazz.
There's the party jazz too.
I don't know if that's the exact term for it, but.
Right. You have to be very, very careful with what you listen to, depending on your mood. If you what mood you want to create, which is why if you walk into an elevator, what they have this elevator music, right? It's going to be a very calming type of music. People hate it, but it's supposed to be calming.
I've never ever been in an elevator with music playing.
No? If you go to hotels, they have that. Also, by the way, if you walk into a room, depending on what color the room is, it could be very calming or very exciting to you. Exciting means alert, when you're very emotionally alert, like a red room. Red room, you're not going to relax in a red room. A blue room, bluish room, you'll relax. White, you'll get sick. It's a sterile type of room. So you're not beige, you relax. Right? So if there's certain colors that are relaxing, there's certain colors that are, again, they make you have different feelings. You want a clean room, you want to be in a white room. That's why hospital rooms are normally white. Because
like a pale blue or a pale green.
I understand, but hospital rooms,
Right.
they like it white because it gives a sense of sterility.
Right.
White floors, white ceilings, white walls.
Sorry?
White floors, white ceilings, white walls, white
Right.
rooms.
Right. Okay. So now let's go on. Oh, we have to stop here, actually. Okay, we'll stop here.